Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I know my makeup looks a little weird today, but I want to show you how to do two different types of brows, two different techniques, using the same exact palette, the same exact shadows, and the same exact brushes. You don't need a lot. This one is more the Instagram ombre effect, and this one is more the more flirty, natural-esque brow. So if you guys want to see how I got either of these brows, just keep watching and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get started. Hello. I know I look so weird without makeup, but let's just get right into it. So you really just need you don't even need a lot. You don't need a lot. So you really just need an angled brush. Super simple. So it looks like this. It's just an angled brush. This one is from, I have no idea because it does, oh, Sephora. This is from Sephora. You need an angled brush. Anyone will do. This is just my favorite. So I've had this for a really long time, but any angled brush would do as long as it's thin. The bristles are not so thick. And you need a flat definer brush, which looks like this. And it really is just going to help you clean up your brows at the end. So any flat brush like this would do. I have either one of these would do. So one of them is just a little bit shorter and the other one's a little bit longer. I prefer to use the ones with the shorter bristles just because it's a little bit more dense and you have more control. But whatever you have in your house can work. I mean, it's fine. So, so you're gonna need these two types of brushes, and then you're gonna need an eyeshadow palette. As long as it has browns in it and dark browns and light browns in it, it'll work for you. So I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline Nudes palette. I've had this for a lot. It's rough. It's rough. Don't mind it. But I only use this for my brows, so I mean I should re-up on it because girl. Oh, whatever. We're just gonna ignore that. So for my Instagram brow, you want 3 shades or 2 shades, but I prefer to do 3 shades. So we're gonna use this shade for the center, which is like a taupey medium color brown. We're gonna use this for the end of the brow, which is the darkest color. It's black, or you can be like a dark chocolate brown. Depends really on how you like your brows to look. This is just what I do. And then this grayish brown up here, this is what I'm gonna use for the front of the brow. So let's begin. I like to first use my angled brush, and I'm just gonna grab the middle shade here, which is like the middle ground brown shade, and I'm gonna use that to outline my brows. So I have a little bit of a unique situation when it comes to my brows. I did get my brows microbladed about 2 years or maybe a year and a half ago, and it came out beautiful when it first was done. And my skin, however, my skin is super oily, and I think we did it during the summer when it was like a little bit warm, so my skin was super oily. And unfortunately, when it kind of healed, this side healed a little bit blurry, so the strokes are not too defined. So what I like to do in order to cover that up is concealer. Any concealer would work. My favorite at the moment is the Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer concealer. It's from L'Oreal Paris, and it's a drugstore. Super inexpensive, and I'll link everything down below. And I'll pretty much use something that's a little bit close to my skin, and I'm going to just dot that here. And this is only for when I do my Instagram brow. So I'm going to dot that there, and then I'm going to blend it in either with my fingers, or for quicker, you can just use any type of sponge, any type of beauty sponge you have. These are actually pretty good. I got these from Amazon. They say it's like a beauty blender dupe. I don't know if I want to go that far and say it's a beauty blender dupe, but it's pretty good. It's really soft, and it was really cheap, and I got a bunch of them. Let me show you. And they came like this. It says it's from, I guess, Becky. I want to say it's Becky. It's called Love Beauty Love Becky. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is from Amazon, and I don't remember how much I paid, but I mean, it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're really, really soft, and they're really good, so I will recommend them. So moving on. Okay, so now that I have that, like kind of like a blank slate, as you can see, I kind of whited out the microbladed portion of my brows. Now we can start the fun part. So using your angle brush, I'm gonna go into the middle shade, which is the light to medium shade. We're just gonna go into that shade, and I'm going to just outline the brows for now. And I'm not gonna go all the way to the front. I'm just gonna grab this mirror. It's just a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to outline starting from here. So when I'm doing my brows, I don't really put a lot of pressure on the brush, because I don't want too much product to get on my skin too quickly. So it looks like this. So we're really just outlining. I'm not going all the way to the front of my brow because I don't want it to look so harsh. I'm gonna go into the black shadow now. Like I said, any black shadow will do. This is just the palette I've been using for my brows forever, which I should definitely get new ones now. And I think I've actually had this palette, I don't even want to say, I think maybe, you know what, let's move on. So I'm gonna use this black shadow, and I'm gonna put that on the end part of my brows, and I'm just gonna shade it in. Just like you would, like a coloring book, we're just gonna shade it in. Okay, I'm gonna go into the middle shade now, and I'm gonna pick up this color, and I'm going to continue on and just shading the middle part of my brows using that color. So you're doing it very lightly, because now we're trying to transition the shades. You also need a spoolie which looks like this, and you're just going to start brushing that through to kind of blend the colors together. Okay, you can already start seeing the gradient effect. It goes from dark to lighter, and now we're gonna go even lighter. So you can just keep using the same color in the center, and because once you start applying the product, it starts coming off of the brush. So you can kind of keep going with the same color and just have even less pressure. Just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna grab that grayish color here, and I'm going to very lightly grab some of that, and I'm going to continue the same thing. I'm just going to let very, very lightly finish the brow. Like, I'm talking about almost not even touching the brow. That's how light you're doing it. And this is kind of the same technique I used to use before. I think I have a brow tutorial from like 3 years ago. It's kind of almost the same thing. It's just I just use shadows now. It's kind of like a variation from that. Voila. So again, your spoolie is going to be your best friend when it comes to brows. You're just going to brush all that through the end. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the black just to get that little darker at the end. And that's how you have your Instagram brow. Now, I do want to clean it up. If you want it to look really, really perfect, you're going to grab the same concealer you used before. Put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use now that definer brush, which is that flat brush that we were talking about before. I'm going to use the smaller, denser one. This is from Luxie. And I'm going to grab some of that concealer, and we're just going to carve out the brow. And this is going to give you that precise, very in your face, I'm an Instagram baddie type brow look. And it'll blend right into the shadow. So now it looks a little bit more defined, more up there. Now we're going to do the same to the top of the brow. So I just noticed that my camera cut off when I was carving out this brow. Pretty much all I did was use the same brush as I did the bottom part, and I also just did it for the top until it became a very baddie Instagram in your face I could do my brows look. So moving on, I'm going to use the same brush, and as I was saying before, I rudely was, you know, cut off by my camera. I'm going to just use the taupey color. This is more of a, you know, natural, going to the supermercado, going to the groceries, even though, don't get me wrong, I would wear this to the supermercado too. But this is more of an everyday, super easy eyebrow look. So I'm going to just go into that gray taupey color. And I do like to kind of wet my brush and squeeze the bristles together so I can get a more defined line. And so here we go, this side. So this is gonna look a little bit more messy, if you will, which is kind of the look that you're going for, kind of more like a just brushed hair look. But you can also, which I always do anyway, you can also clean it up at the end with concealer, which is what I'm gonna do at the end. Now for the front, you're just going to lightly feather your brush up, starting, so you're gonna have it angled down like this, and you're gonna start going like, kind of like brush strokes or feather. So as you can see, this one is way more defined, more perfect, kind of like that Instagram brow, and this one is a little bit more fluffy. It looks a little bit more natural. It looks like I haven't done anything to my brows, which is the look that you want to go for. And you just want to kind of add the strokes wherever you feel like that you need it. You're not really filling in your brow, you're kind of filling in the spaces where you're missing hair. And I feel like I like the way it looks right now. Let's add a little bit more in the front. Okay, so once you're happy with the strokes, you can also still use the spoolie to kind of lighten it a little bit if you want. I'm okay with it looking a little dark since I'm not doing it all defined. And now we're just gonna use the concealer once again to just carve it out, make it look a little bit less, you know, messy. But if you like the way they look a little bit more unruly and kind of messy, then by all means you can skip the carving out part. Now we're just going to blend that in with my fingers. How are you guys handling quarantine, by the way? I feel like the only thing I'm looking forward to is going to a hair salon because I need some layers or something in my hair. And my nails. Okay. And now we're gonna do the top. Just gonna blend that into my foundation and everything else I have up here, just so there's no harsh lines. Okay, so then you have two completely different types of eyebrow looks. So this one looks a little bit more like brush strokes, a little darker. It looks a little bit more natural. You don't have to carve it out. It could even look even more natural if you don't carve it out. I'm kind of blend this part right here. It would have looked even more natural if you just left the brush strokes itself and just do the bottom part. But you know, I'm always extra, so I always want to, even though it looks more natural, I still want it to look a little bit more Instagram-ish. But you can totally get away with just having the brush strokes and no cleaning at all. And then this side is a little bit more, you know, put together, more Instagram baddie type look brow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So there you have it. Two different types of brows, same palette, same brushes, same concealer. Super easy. Let me know in the comment section which brow you prefer to wear on a regular basis, and maybe you have a different brow, a different technique that you like to use. Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear it. I'm always up for learning new ways to do my brows because brows just frame your face, and I feel like I wish my brows looked like these, either one of these actually, when I take my makeup off, but sadly they don't. So this is what I'm stuck with, and you know what? I'm fine with that because makeup is life, right? But let me know in the comment section which brow you prefer. And even if you don't like either of them, I still want to know what your opinion is. To each his own, right? So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, a share, a subscribe. Come say hi on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. Come say hi. I'll link everything down below, everything I use below. So if you guys have any questions, just look at the bottom bar and you will find all the information. Hopefully, if I don't forget what I used. I mean, it was only 4 things, so I'm sure I won't forget it. But thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Besos y abrazos.